Hello guys, my name is Ehsan Faiz, a Master of English from National University of Modern Languages and Master of History in Math from the University of Peshawar, and I've been teaching English grammar for the last 20 years. I am also the author of this book, Modern English Grammar Book, which is included by 700 pages. This is a complete English grammar book. I'll teach you English grammar. In this class, I'll teach you two important English grammatical points, and they are: number one, how to punctuate adjective clauses. Number two, how to know a comma, C-O-M-M-A, comma, how to know a comma in speaking. These 2 points I'll explain. But before starting my lecture, I speak 2 sentences in front of you and you listen to them carefully. You'll try to find out the difference between these 2. Number 1. The professor who teaches chemistry is an excellent lecturer. Number 2. Professor Michael who teaches chemistry is an excellent lecturer. Okay? So, what do you think? Did you find any difference in these 2 sentences? If you couldn't, so I repeat once again. The professor who teaches chemistry is an excellent lecturer. Number 2. Professor Michael who teaches chemistry is an excellent lecturer. Okay, so these 2 sentences I spoke in front of you, and now I'll explain these 2 points in the light of these 2 sentences. Number 1, how to punctuate adjective clause. Number 2, how to know a comma in speaking. So before that, I'll tell you that my first sentence which I spoke, for example, the professor who teaches chemistry is an excellent lecturer. This is called essential adjective clause. And number 2, as I said, Professor Michael who teaches chemistry is an excellent lecturer. This is called non-essential adjective clause. Now, how? You look at this sentence, and I have given the title, Punctuation of Adjective Clauses. How to punctuate adjective clauses. This is very important in written English. Sometimes you need, if you are talking formally, so in speaking, punctuation is also important. But if you are speaking formally, in informal English, punctuation is not that much important. So here, number 1, the professor who teaches chemistry is an excellent lecturer. Now here, who teaches chemistry? This is adjective clause. The professor is an excellent lecturer. And this is another clause, and this is independent clause. While this is adjective clause and this is dependent clause. Now here, we don't write, we have not put here comma. Why? Because here this adjective clause identifies this professor. We don't know professor, that who is he. So here this adjective clause gives some information about this professor. This adjective clause identifies this professor and modifies this professor. So here we do not need to write a comma. So whenever an adjective clause gives some basic information about the noun which it modifies, so we do not use comma. And now you will be a little bit confused, but I want to explain. For example, if you say the professor is an excellent lecturer. If we remove this adjective clause and you just say that the professor is an excellent lecturer, so the picture is not clear that who is professor. So who teaches chemistry, when we put this adjective clause with this professor, so this adjective clause gives an identification to this professor, and through this adjective clause we know that this professor who teaches chemistry is an excellent lecturer. So this adjective clause gives identification to this professor. That's why we do not need to write here a comma, and this is called essential adjective clause. Now look at this sentence so you will understand. Professor Michael, who teaches chemistry, is an excellent lecturer. Now here this is called non-essential adjective clause, and we need here commas. Professor Michael, who teaches chemistry, is an excellent lecturer. Now here who teaches chemistry, this is adjective clause, and this adjective clause does not identify this professor. This adjective clause only gives some information about this professor, because here professor, we know that who is he is Michael, but here we don't know professor. Okay, so here this adjective clause gives extra information about this professor, while here this adjective clause gives identification to this professor. So here we need commas, while here we don't need commas. And if you compare these two sentences, for example, if we say the professor is an excellent lecturer, so here it does not give that much understanding as it gives here. Professor Michael is an excellent lecturer. Okay, if you think the professor is an excellent lecturer, Professor Michael is an excellent lecturer. So here we don't know that who is professor, but here we know Professor Michael. So here this adjective clause gives identification to this noun, while here this adjective clause just give more information about Michael, Professor Michael. So that is huge difference and basic difference when we put commas and when we put commas here and we do not put commas here, because here this adjective clause identifies this professor, this noun. So this adjective clause modifies this noun, and this modifies this noun and gives identification to this noun. But here it modifies the noun, but it does not give identification to this noun. It gives just more information to this noun. So here where more information is given by an adjective clause, that is called non-essential, and here we need commas, while here an adjective clause, when it identifies a noun, so here we do not need to put commas. So these were very important. If you read them again and again, and if you practically use them in your practical life, so you will understand the difference. And another important point which I told you in the beginning, that how to know a comma in speaking. So when you are talking and you take a pause, so that pause reflects a comma. For example, if I am talking in this way, Professor Michael, who teaches chemistry, is an excellent lecturer. Now you see, I told about this structure. Professor Michael, So I took a little pause here. Who teaches chemistry? And then I took a little pause here. Is an excellent lecturer. So pause, P-A-U-S-E, pause in speaking reflects a comma. And I speak once again in front of you. Professor Michael, who teaches chemistry, is an excellent lecturer. Now this is non-essential adjective clause, and we have used here commas. But if I say, the professor who teaches chemistry is an excellent lecturer. Now I didn't take any pause. So here isn't any comma, and that is the basic difference. If you want to learn about grammar, so watch all my videos step by step. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share. Bye-bye.